Hello, and welcome to the Instant Ink Comic Book Podcast. This is the podcast where together we put together a one-page comic in the time that we're sitting here. We don't know what we're going to make quite yet. We use some prompts to prove that we don't know what we're going to make. And by the end of this, we have a really cool one-page story to share with everybody. My name is Adriano. You find all my stuff at pestocomics.com or at pestocomics on almost all the socials. And as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Roberto. Roberto, let them know who you are.
My name is Roberto Villacaba. I'm the creator of Voyager and editor and founder of Green Iceberg Press. And you can find me on robertovillacaba.illustration.com and spread from there.
Right on. And today we're joined by somebody, I would say a huge name in indie comics. He's read almost everything, and I really enjoy reading his site. It's called The Point of Clicking, but I'll let Benjamin introduce himself. Benjamin, let him know.
Hello. My name is Benjamin Dean from The Point of Clicking, where I review indie comics, and most of them are crowdfunded. That's thepointofclicking.com.
Right on.
Nice.
Straightforward and simple. Much like your reviews. They're really, really well done. I really like how succinct they are and clear. So it really does mean a lot. I found a lot of cool stuff through your site as well. So yeah, I think you're doing
That's the goal.
real work over there. Right on. So we're going to get started real quick so we can get Roberto drawing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen of prompts. Ignore these first few that pop up because these aren't live ones. I've been looking at them and that would be cheating. We're going to get 5 new ones. It looks like we may have 5 brand new ones here. So I'll read these out and then tell me if any of them speak to you. So we have the stars. What do you see when you look out into the stars? Into space? What does the spaceship look like and where are you going? Last person, write about the last person you had contact with. The Joker, write about a wild card. And red-faced, write about an embarrassing moment. So any of those speaking to you? Any story ideas cropping up?
I like the last person one because one of my favorite genres is noir comics. And there's always that part in a noir comic where the hero is recollecting, something bad happened to the hero, like they got beat up or something, and they're recollecting about the last person they talked to and like stressing out about how to move forward. So I like the last person.
I like it. Okay. Easy peasy. I like it when it comes very quick. So we'll go with that. Roberto, I'm going to get you to share your screen. And I think this is well suited for Roberto's style as well. So we do like to make him stretch here and there, but he's pretty good at the noir stuff. So I think this will be good practice for him, or good in his wheelhouse is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So we have one page. So this is the challenge with this kind of story is you do want to imply a lot. And I think the prompt does that, but do you have anything in mind? Any scenario, any setting in mind to get us started?
When it comes to noir stories, it's raining a lot in those. It's almost always raining.
Right on. Yeah. That works. Yeah, and so we're like, are we? Where could we be? Like in a bar, right? Are we in the PI's office? We're going full cliche here. Are we going something wild? Is it a dark parking lot?
It had like alley or somewhere outside in the dark.
Yeah.
But a bar would work because they often go to bars in noir stories.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So let's think of it this way. So when I'm struggling to think of the narrative, what I like to do is I start at the end, right? Because although it's a one page, you still want it to kind of have like not necessarily a punchline. If you're a comedy, be a punchline. But even so, you still want it to end kind of like on a note, right? That you've read it, and then you get to the end, and you're like, "Whoa, yeah, right." And that's what leaves you with something, right? So what's that moment? It's like, I think the prompt itself kind of feeds it. Is it something that he's looking for someone? I think Roberto's giving us
suggesting some scenario.
Yeah, right. Like, does he think this person's dead, and it turns out that they're not, or like that they've been following him? Maybe it's I don't know. What do you think? Again, I don't want to steamroll you here. So
Well, if it's in a bar or a cafe or a diner or something, maybe someone could get up, like a woman or someone gets up and leaves something that like the thing, whatever they left lets them know that someone was there who's not supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like some woman left some like her card or a purse, something like that, like a note or something. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then what does that? All right.
Maybe
So
it gives him.
Mhm.
Maybe you could give him like a new lead on. Assume he's working a case because it's a noir story, so someone's working a case.
Yeah,
So it gives him a new lead on his case. Like this person is not supposed to be here. Maybe they're dead or maybe it's gone. They're
Mhm.
here. So now I got to go check something out.
Okay. So let's panel that out. I think that kind of works for your premise. So it's like this person's been waiting for someone or is looking for someone, let's say. Uh they think they saw them in the shadows or right? Like they're
Mhm.
like, no, like this
Yeah.
is the person I'm investigating, or this is the person I thought this person was dead. And then as they follow, maybe that's like you mentioned, they get around the corner, they're gone, but they've left their calling card or something. And
Yeah.
that's the like it's like, oh, maybe the dialogue will have to do some work here, I think.
Yeah.
Um the noir,
Mhm.
that thing. But maybe
It's
that
hard to jump in the middle of a noir story
right? Yeah, like
because your noir story is all that build up.
yeah, exactly. So we gotta lean on some cliche here, which is okay. Like again,
Yeah.
the good thing about cliche is that the whole point is that everybody's seen it. So when you're dealing with a one page, if you really lean on it, um, the story half of the story's told for you, right? So it's you take that cliche and then you kind of twist it a little bit. You give one more thing, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, the guy in the bar sees someone he didn't expect to see, maybe because they're dead. They were supposed to be dead, or
Yeah.
something along those lines. Um, chases them outside, and then what? Like, I think Roberto's got a basic layout here, right? Yeah, like chases them. Is there something around the corner maybe that is on it? I feel like we need something to punch it up, something to
Mhm.
uh change the expectation, right? Like the easy one would be that there's someone else around the corner with a gun or something, right?
Yeah.
You have that last person, like literally the last person you see.
Mhm.
But is it that, or do you go something different? Maybe I don't know. Is he hit by a car?
No, no, I like the no, I like the way. No, I like what she said with the last person, the holding the gun, the last person, because that's the story. I like stories that I don't want to say end badly. I don't want to say end badly, but like like the story you wrote. I can't remember the name of it. The one that people are exploding. What's it called?
Oh, stay cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like how it ends with her, like the lead. I don't want to spoil it. I'm not trying to spoil it,
You should
but
read it on Global Comics, people.
yeah, read it. Yeah, read it. But I like how your stories do this a lot with the ending. It doesn't end, I want to say, the best for everybody, or it's not like a happy ending. Depends on how you
Yeah,
look at
it's
it.
truly like a noir ending, right? Like that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
idea.
So,
That
with the last person holding the gun, that's the last person he sees. That'll be the kind of ending of stories I like. Like it's like,
yeah.
oh no, I found a person. Well, now I'm dead. So
So
yeah.
okay, so maybe this is how you go with it, right? Is
Mhm.
that he again? Dialogue's gonna have to do a bit of work here.
Yeah.
Or he's been looking for this woman who is kidnapped. Let's say, right?
Mhm.
Kidnapped or missing. He finds her. He's sure it's her. She said. So maybe maybe that first panel, she's like sitting at a table at the bar, let's say, right? He's like, oh my goodness, like my clues of whatever brought me here. I found her.
Mhm.
She notices and takes off. He goes to chase her. And when he finally gets outside and is like, oh my God, like I can save her, she's outside. Either she has the gun or she's with the man with the gun, right? So it's like she doesn't want to be found. So the whole time you're setting up like he's he's helping the damsel, and really it's like no, she's the villain of the story, and you just didn't
Yeah.
know her, right?
Yeah. Her having the gun works
Yeah,
because the
right.
person you're supposed to save, I'm trying to save this person, they're bad. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
exactly, right. They're not the one to be saved.
yeah,
They are the problem.
yeah,
Right. I think that
yeah,
worked.
yeah. I like that.
Okay,
That's
cool.
maybe that's a story I would read.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pass. I like it. We did it.
Yeah.
We get a passing grade. Roberto, what do you think? Does that sound dynamic enough looking for you? Like,
Yes, I don't know if we have to put some obstacle in the middle from he leaving the bar to chase her and finding her around the corner, maybe some some challenge in between. Not just
Could he?
that he goes out and finds her.
yeah. I'm wondering, or Benjamin, if you have an idea. Please.
Yeah. Could it slip? I mean, if it's raining, he could slip or something. If it's raining,
Yeah.
he could slip coming around the corner or something,
Yeah.
Or
or walking out the bar.
does the conflict come there, or does it come just before? Like maybe, like I'm thinking, is it that does she run for a reason, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
he thinks that like maybe she's sitting at the bar or sitting at a table. He's at the bar, she's at a table or whatever, right?
Mhm.
He realizes it's her, and when he goes to approach her, like she like runs frightened, right? And that's what he thinks. It's like, oh my god, like she's been through so much, blah 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 blah. That's why she must
Yeah.
have, right? And she runs thinking like he's one of the goons, and really she's the goon, right? Like she was luring him out there, and
He's just trying to
where,
save her.
yeah, right. So he's like stumbling to get outside, like, oh my god, like I have to help her. She doesn't know she's in trouble, and that turns out she's in trouble, right? Um, does that work? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel like if that'll play with the expectations a little bit,
Yeah.
then, like, you know, you think it's a misunderstanding. It's not a misunderstanding. It's a misunderstanding on the other side. Yeah, I don't know. Does that work? I think it works.
It worked. I like it.
Cool. Okay. Roberto, we got it.
Yeah.
We good?
I'm gonna start differently, but I think I got it.
Yeah, like please throw in your interpretation. But yeah, I think so that the main goal is he's looking for her. She's afraid of him, but not really,
Mhm.
right? And then to go save her, he, ends up seeing her with the gun in his face. It's straightforward. I think that's a good Noir, It plays with the expectation a bit because it's typically, I'm going to save this poor woman. Or even if you have the femme fatale, it's still not to that, anyways.
Yeah.
Femme fatale is also a cliche, but I think it works for this.
Noir is just full of cliches.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Like there's cliches and then there's expectations. That's what makes it a noir. You have to have certain roles filled and certain, details, and then it's how you play with them and how you change them here and there that makes it interesting, right? So yeah, you mentioned, noir's would you say that's your genre? Is that the one that you would jump into first? Or I know you read all kinds of things because I've seen it.
Yeah, if my favorite genres in comics are noirs, westerns, and I think called Sword and Sandal, like a Red Sonja or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like. So if I had to write one, it'd probably be a noir.
Right on.
Yeah, because
Sorry, go ahead.
A fantasy like Red Sonja or something, those be having a lot of backstory, like all these places, names of places and everything. You got to make a lot of stuff up. I don't know if I have time for all of that. So
yeah, I hear you. That's always been my challenge. Get it? It's kind of silly because I'll read all kinds of comics and even novels and stuff that need all kinds of backstory. But when it's fantasy, I feel that same way where it's like, oh, I need to look at the map. I don't want to look at that made up. It's very silly because, again, if you could give me years and years of history, but it's set in like a sci-fi setting, I'm down. Right? You want to tell me all kinds of weird planets and stuff? Like, I'll figure it out over time. But you make it a fantasy setting, and suddenly I'm like, oh, I don't have the energy to learn about the caste system in this faraway land. So it's a weird. I know it's a problem, but yeah.
At that point, I just liken it to real life. Like, well, these are supposed to be those people. These are supposed to be these people. Okay, all right. Then it's not making sense. I just got to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I think that's the thing about sci-fi that makes it a little more accessible in that way, is that it's usually like our world, but right,
Yeah.
our world if where fantasy is just like it's some other time,
Yeah.
kind of based on some version of like Arthurian or medieval or
Yeah.
I mean whatever the you know whatever
Mm-hmm.
time that writer seemed to enjoy, and then like a changed version of that. So you kind of there's no real touchstone unless you're really into that stuff, right? And then so yeah, I also have a harder time getting into fantasy stuff. That said, I do enjoy like like Red Sonja or Jim Zub's Conan has been excellent. I don't know if you've
See,
heard.
I've never read Conan. I've always read Sonya. That's it.
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen
yeah.
I've seen Conan pop up in her stories, but I've never read a Conan story.
Now's a good time. Like he's been doing it for a couple years. I think Zub has like he's been doing it for a really long time. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but he's been doing it with like the family, uh, and Titan Comics like for the past couple years. It's just been an excellent story. Apparently, it's very what's the word like not respectful, but very uh like correct, I guess, for lack of a better term, for the expectations of a Conan story. So yeah, it's been really good. Again, I don't. What do I know? I don't know enough about Conan to tell you one way or the other, but I've been
I'm not-
enjoying it as someone who doesn't fully get into that whole world, but highly
yeah, I
recommend it.
could get into Conan. I really never read it. Like I have no problems with it. I need to see the movie, but
The
I haven't done
Schwarzenegger
anything. Yeah,
movie, yeah. That's classic though.
yeah, I've never seen it.
Uh,
Yeah,
you got to put on your list, man.
yeah, I got a list. I do have a movie list.
Yeah, yeah, it's harder and harder now too because it seems to grow exponentially every year.
Yeah,
Especially as you go back, and I find that's the same with comics. So, and you read a lot of indie comics. How big is your
yeah.
backlist? How behind are you on the indie?
Huh. Let me see. I'm pretty on top of crowdfund. I read them when I get them. Um, I think I'm on top of it. I Have you heard of a website called Humble Bundle?
Yes,
Yeah, I got a bunch of comics off there, like a bunch of Red Sonjas that I haven't read. So
right on.
if you're including those, I'm behind a lot. Like Ed Brubaker,
Yeah.
yeah, I got a lot of. What's his big series? I can't remember. Criminal, I think.
Yep.
Haven't read any of those except like the first one. I got a lot of
Oh,
stuff to catch up
so
on.
good. If you
So I
like
know.
noir, man.
Oh yeah, I know. I read the first one. And I was like, all right, and then at the Humble Bundle, I was like, well, now I got to get it. I
Yeah.
haven't read it yet.
Oh no, it's so good,
Yeah.
so good. So yeah, so the humble bundle is all digital. So I was gonna ask, so
Yeah.
what's your preference? Do you prefer digital? Do you prefer physical? Are you kind of agnostic? You don't care as long as it's
I
readable.
I prefer digital unless I like the comic. Then I'll normally, if I have to really like it, then I'll buy it physical.
Right on. I
Yeah.
you're one of the few people who say that, and I agree with you. I I love having physical comics. I very much do, but
Mhm.
being reasonable and responsible, it's you can only have so many, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, so much like you, especially when it comes to crowdfunding stuff. Like
Yeah.
we're in Canada, so like the shipping is always a nightmare getting stuff out here. Um, when you're talking about crowdfunding specifically, so I always opt for digital. So I'm reading most of the indie stuff digitally. And now with global comics, right? It's made reading digital so easy. So I
Yeah.
have my like monitor that's turned portrait style, so I can read that way, and it's everything's
I got a tablet.
amazing. Yeah. I also I have the tablet for when I'm not sitting in front of my PC. But if you have the right setup, like you have a good tablet or you have a good
Mhm.
monitor that's turned the right way, digital comics I feel are a better experience, at least when you're talking about the art and all that, right? Nostalgia
Yeah.
wise and all that, sure. Like there's nothing like cracking open a new book or going to the LCS and all that stuff. I still love all that. But yeah, having it on the screen and not having to deal with ads or page
Mhm.
quality or even just if you have the collector part of you and you don't want to damage the thing you're reading, you don't have that on a digital. You're just flipping through the pages, enjoying it. So I find it's a much more true experience, even though I feel like a lot of comic fans would feel entirely the opposite, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad to hear there's another person who feels the way I
Mhm.
feel about it.
Yeah. that's why I won't say it annoys me, but I feel like people are losing money when they have crowdfund campaigns and they don't have digital options.
Yes.
I'm like, because even if you get like 5 digital buys, that's like what, $25 you would have made that you weren't making before. Like, come on.
Yep, and it's clean profit. This is what kills me too, right? Like as a crowdfunder myself, yes, I make the bulk of I make the bulk of the income in the physical. However, there are large costs in doing physical comics as well. So yes, it helps me reach my goal a lot faster, arguably, but I end up having to pay to print the comic and then to ship the comic. Where when you buy digital, I just send you the comic and then hands are clean. It's done. You get your comic. I get paid for it. Everyone's happy, right? Like it's a good
Mm-hmm.
transaction. Where, yeah, like as much as I technically make more, I actually make more on a digital comic because once it's done and it's sent, right? So
Yeah.
again, I think more and more people are including it. They kind of get it, but for the handful of crowdfunding campaigns that don't, like, I never understand it. And again,
Yeah.
I can't afford to ship it most of the time, so you
Mhm.
are my pledge entirely, right?
Yeah. I say most of them do digital, but every now and then, because only on Saturday nights is when I look at all the new comics that have dropped between this Saturday night and last Saturday night. That's when I look,
Yeah,
excluding
right.
emails I get. That's when I look and I go to each campaign. It looks interesting. I'm like, no digital. I always go off it. I don't even look at it. Like, I'm not getting it because I'm not about to buy $20 for a physical, and it's your first campaign, so I don't even know if I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, true.
You had no track. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, right. And even just again, I'm always happy when the creator has proven themselves or it's a book I really want in my hands. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll do the physical. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, if it's a first timer, yeah, usually I'm leaning like, okay, I'll try a digital one, see if I like them. Right.
Yeah.
What do
Always
you
go
think
digital.
about the layout so far? Is it understandable?
Yeah, yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
He sees it.
captures it.
He runs, sees the car in the way,
Yeah,
rides into
she's
the
like,
gun.
oh, it's him. And then you find out she's the, yeah, that works.
Perfect.
What do we got? 7
Mm-hmm.
panels. Ooh. So this one's gonna be probably a little more dialogue, but we'll do caption boxes this time. Normally we do.
Yeah, maybe I do the drawing smaller on each panel, right, to make room for more dialogue. Or
Yeah, I would say like because we won't this one. I wonder if we just do it as like narration, right, instead of dialogue,
yeah,
right? So
Oh yeah, because it is noir.
yeah, right,
So he's
exactly.
thinking it. He's
It has
thinking it.
the like the journal or whatever, the notes he's writing or something.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta stay with the convention of the guy that's all in his head. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so yeah, if
Mm.
you have like a rectangle in each box or two, Roberto, that's plenty. Um, just yeah, like keep those rectangles in mind. Um, but yeah. So you mentioned criminal. You haven't you haven't read yet, but highly recommend that one.
Oh yeah. It's on I read the first one on Comixology a
Yes,
long time ago,
right on.
and I read the first one. The other ones cost money, so I didn't read them. And I read first. I thought, oh, this is good. And when the Humble Bundle came out, like, I don't know, 4 years later or something, I was like, well,
Nice.
I gotta get it.
Yeah.
I miss Comixology. That's where I really got into comics.
Yeah, right on. It's I think Global Comics is close. They're
Yeah,
not.
I have that.
Yeah, it's getting there very quickly. Like now they just got DC and they got
They're getting
IDW,
everybody.
right? Like they're starting to really just build back what we lost with Comixology. So it's
Mm-hmm.
good in that way. But I as a creator, it's a little more of a challenge, I find, because there's just not like the income on it, right? Like Comixology, there was almost like people were trained to purchase digital comics. Like it was an expectation, and
Yeah.
you get in these bundles. I got so many indie comics through the like, oh, we're doing the indie sale, and all the comics are $1 or $2. And like at this point, it feels like $1, $2 would be a steal, because with the subscription, you're getting like 12 cents, 10 cents, 7 cents a read, right? Which is unsustainable. Like it's not a doable thing.
I didn't
You're
I
DC.
didn't know, but I didn't think it was, because on Comixology you could read like first like say example 3 issues of like a Red Sonja, then you have to pay for the rest.
Yeah.
On Global Comics, so that's a subscription, I could read everything.
Yeah, exactly,
But like,
right? So as a reader, absolutely love it. And don't get
yeah,
me
it's cool
wrong,
for me.
I take
Not for you.
advantage of it as well. Like I love to
Yeah.
catch up on all the things I've missed over the years,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Especially like once Image and all them showed up, it's like, oh goodness, all right, now I'm gonna read all the, like now I'm reading like Middle West by Scotty Young and all that kind of stuff. I just finished Black Science on there. So I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong. But as a
Hmm.
creator,
Yeah.
not the same. It's tough because
Hmm.
it's like your subscription. I think whatever your subscription is, like if you pay the $10 a month, let's say, and you read 10 comics, everybody gets $1, right? You read 100
Yeah.
comics, now everybody gets 10 cents. So, and that seems to be more often than not what people are doing when they seem to get to my book. I'm the 100th book they've read. So we're getting a dime for the work. So
Yeah.
unless hundreds of people are going to read it on GlobalCom,
Yeah.
it's very difficult to justify. So it's as much as I love the service, yeah, as an indie, I feel like Kickstarter is still the way to go, just so that you can make it happen, right? And
Hmm.
it's also a different world. I think
Yeah.
Kickstarter people understand. Like I'm on Kickstarter to support independent creators, right? Like I'm supporting people that will be working for the big two one day, or right. Like that's the hope and the dream, is that you're there at the grassroots. You're at the
Yeah.
small bar listening to that band that's going to be playing the stadium shows in 5 years, right?
Hmm.
You don't get that with Global Comics because you're competing with DC and Image and all
Yeah.
them.
That's why I don't. When I do my reviews, I link to the Kickstarter, the crowdfunding campaign that started it, and like physical or digital links. I don't really like linking to Global Comics. I think I only have one review that links to Global Comics, not because it's just for them, but like I'm trying to get the people money.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm trying to get, yeah.
It's appreciated. Yeah, exactly, right? Like I think Global Comics is good because there's a lot of people there. So it's a good
Hmm.
thing to get eyes on campaigns, right? But is it the final place I want you to get to? No. Right? Not in a sustainable way. Yes. Again, so yeah, it's just, and there's no real way. If there were a way to, and I think the genie's out of the bottle anyway. If there were a way to opt out of the subscription model and say, like you said, okay, I'll throw my first couple issues on there, and then beyond that, paywall. Like there's no, you can
Yeah.
subscribe and read the rest. Then I could see it being a little more friendly creator wise. But if they tried that now, there would be a revolt, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
my
Because
subscription,
how much?
read everything, and that's the
How much was Comixology before? Like $5 a month, I think.
It was,
Some
I can't remember. We I don't even remember if we got it here in the end, but it wasn't much.
or yeah, because I had it. I had it for, I'm gonna say forever, but like for like 3-4 years I had Comixology, and then
Yeah.
you see the comics you could read for free. You could read for free because you had a subscription. Then to
Mhm.
pay, you had to pay the extra, whatever. But yeah, I mean, the Global Comics could work like that, like a $5 a month subscription, maybe. And then you
Yeah,
pay
like
for the extra comics.
well, they're doing that subscription, but then there's no paywall beyond it, right? Like that unlocks
Yeah,
the entire site for you, which is great. Again, as a reader, I love it. But
yeah,
it's tough as a creator.
yeah. It reminds me of Spotify. Like for the listener, it's great, but if you
Yeah,
make the music, it's not that great.
that's exactly it, right? Because you're splitting, like, again, Spotify, terribly affordable as a listener, but unless it's I don't know who's the number one right now. It's Drake still somehow, and
Probably.
but like that's the thing. Like unless you're at that level, are you making money on there?
Yeah.
You know, even Taylor Swift didn't join for the longest time for that reason. Was like,
Yeah.
why am I going on there? I'm giving it away, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's kind of it's again, it's hard. It's hard because obviously we're on both sides of it, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like you appreciate it as a consumer, But as a creator, yeah, you see the struggle. But you know, I guess things have also gotten a little easier because now it's democratized. Everyone can make a comic.
Yeah.
I encourage everyone to make a comic. We're doing it
Mhm.
right now. But right, that wasn't necessarily the case before. So I guess it just brings everything down with it. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do it sustainably. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's doing this. You know, or at least the majority of people doing it full time. You know, everybody seems to have a side gig. So
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of creators, writers, or artists talking about they got their day job and they work on their comic in their spare time.
yeah. That's myself. I think Roberto, you're still time though, but you're the anomaly here.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I think Jim Zub, we were talking about earlier with Conan.
Mhm.
Yeah, he just went full time. Like he's doing it as like an experiment. But he was a teacher here for like an animation teacher for
Mhm.
most of the time, and he's doing like Marvel and all this stuff, and yet he's he's making ends meet too. So it's tough. You know, you gotta either be like another Canadian Chip Zdarsky. I look at his schedule, and like what he's got a book out every week. It looks like, right, and you have to do that kind of pace, and be landing that
Yeah.
kind of work consistently to make it full time, right? But
Yeah, but there are those rare Kickstarter creators that always pull a lot of money. Like the guy who makes Zombie Tramp, like Dan Mendoza, I think his name is.
yeah,
He makes money every time. And there's another guy, I think Jason Martin. Like there are certain names who all Coffin Comics, the people at Coffin Comics.
oh yeah,
They
have their own little Kickstarter deal too.
Yeah, like
Right.
yeah, they make when they drop a comic, they make money. They make all the money.
Yeah. Yeah. Same with like I think Pat Sham's another huge one.
Oh yeah, him too. All his campaigns.
Yeah. He's very
I've never
very
read one of his comics though.
Yeah. What I like about all of them is you can reach out to them and ask them questions, and you know what I mean? Like they're still people,
Yeah.
you know? Like they're very accessible, which is good. That's
Mhm.
what you want when you're dealing with these people. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean they don't need our help. They're doing just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, those that's what everyone wants to be. I get it. Like you want a guaranteed successful campaign.
Yeah.
That's what everyone wants.
So I think you've kind of shown your hand. But yeah, so how do you feel about the whole elaborate? How do you feel about this whole NSFW style of comics and how that seems to be?
Well, when it comes to my site, I don't mind them because it gets me views. For example, there's a comic called Power Hour. That comic came out, I don't know, when I first started reviewing, so like 2021, I think. And that comic has like 100 variant covers of mostly naked women. And because of that, my review, Power Hour is number one, has stayed in like my top reviews, like on my site, the three on the right. It stayed in there. Like every week it's going to be up there for like the whole time I've had the site.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Like it's up there right now. Like, cause I know it's because of the covers. Cause the comic is, I won't say it's like an intro type comic to a character. So it's not a lot happening right there.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's not like an exciting comic, but everyone keeps clicking on it. But like,
you're not joking. I went and looked.
Yes. It's always up there. I reviewed that in like 2020, either like late 2020 or early 2021.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's I get you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at it because it gets me views. And people look at those comics, they'll look at the other comics.
Yeah. Well, so I get that. Like I had a campaign very similar, right? Like I have like my kind of baseline that I can expect to make with each campaign. And then I did my one book, Naked Kaiju Woman, 10 times what I normally 5 to 10 times what I normally make. You know?
The title has naked woman, so people are like, oh well, let me check it out.
So that was the idea, right? I made it as crystal clear as humanly possible. The image was very clear, like it's just a giant naked lady. But I tried to do it in my style and doing it in a way that's like, you know, I'm actually telling a story. Right? It's not.
I've read, I've read comics where the nudity or the sexiness is the story. And it's like, all right, like that's it. Okay.
Yeah, like I'll say what did I read recently? Like I know the Pat Shan for one. I got to bring his name up again. He's pretty good at that. Like he's a storyteller. So um his stuff is like truly like not safe for work. Like the topic is sex 90% of the time, you know, but it's still a story that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where some books, yeah, it's just like gratuitous. It's like everyone
Yeah, like
clothed and the story would still make sense. So you're just doing it to do
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's definitely a balance, and you know, I get it. Like I get wanting to cash in, but I feel like if it's just that, if it's just naked ladies for the sake of it, you know, you'll get people once, right?
Yeah.
They'll spend their money because they like the look of a cover or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But then you're just kind of like chasing, you know what I mean? If you want to build an audience, you want to have people follow you from book to book to book, you know, it's like you said, you with your reviews, you know, you have the naked lady books on the side and draw
Yeah.
people to the site. They look at that, and then maybe they start looking at some other books.
Okay.
And I feel like that's been my strategy too. Is, you know, I have this book again. I put a lot of thought and care into the story. I think the story's
Mm-hmm.
good. That said, has a big naked lady on it. I'm hoping that if people enjoy the story of the big naked lady, they'll enjoy my other weird stuff. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That was the idea. Is it going to work? Let's see. We're still in
Yeah.
early days, but well, when you're
Yeah.
watching, it's been a long time, but when we're recording this,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind the creators using like sex to sell their comic. I don't mind it because of how hard it is to get a successful campaign. I've seen it hard it is for some people. But as long as you have a story, because I bought one comic one series called Slaughter Dolls,
okay,
and from the looks of it, it looks like just half naked women running around, no story. There's actually a good story in there. Like, it surprised me. I was reviewing it. I was like, this will give me some views. Like, oh, this is a good story. So I had to buy something. Like, it was a good story. I was surprised.
yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Like if it's the story is good, you'll come back. I think that's what people are looking for, right? It's like I can fool you once, you know, like
I've been
that.
fooled. I've been fooled before.
Yeah, right, right. Like that. That's it's not hard. No, red-blooded males are gonna click on certain things. It's an expectation, but are you looking to just cash in the once? Because if that's all you're looking to do, like there's still easier ways to make money, you know? Like
Yeah.
you can cash in and all that, but like why are you doing it this way just to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just to cash in the once or twice? Are you hoping that you fool people over and over again? So I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna do it, you have to come at it with some heart as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then use the gimmick to sell your story, but you have to have something behind it, you know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why are you doing any of it? Go, you know,
Yeah.
just go draw some naked ladies for people and sell the sketches, you know.
Some people do that. Like the art books.
Yeah,
Like there are a ton of art books on there.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like that's just do that. Save yourself the grief,
Yeah.
and you'll probably even get people because at least there you're being forthright. Say, look, it's just a book of naked ladies. There's no story here. Don't worry about it, and people will buy it too. You know,
Yeah.
your style. Um, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'd rather that.
People that aren't artists that are doing it, and they just step their way around it. Oh.
I'd rather read a pinup book than a book with pinup type characters in it and no story, like a dumb story of like, all right,
Yeah.
like you could just show me the images, I'd have been fine. But now I'm reading this and I'm like, all right,
Yeah, right? Like you're almost offended. It's like why did you pretend that there was a story here? Right? Like just to do what you're gonna do then, right? Like just draw your drawings, it's fine. Tell me it's a book of pinups. I'm into that, I guess, right? Like at least I know what I'm walking into.
yeah,
But yeah, when it's like a barely a story for the sake of just doing weird pinups and weird situations, yeah, it's kind of not into it.
yeah. If it looks like a weak story type comic, but it has like hot women on the cover, if the digital is $5, I'll probably buy it just to review it and put it on there.
Sure.
If you have a $5 comic, $5 digital, there's a high chance I'll buy your comic. providing you do like other stuff. Like I don't
Yeah.
ever buy a comic without what they don't show in comic pages on the campaign.
That's
I never. If I scroll down, I don't see anything. I'm off. It don't matter what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I bought a few comics. I paid $15 for a digital one time. There are 21 pages of that comic.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
They didn't say the page. It's 21 actual comic pages, not even including the cup. Yeah, I was like, that felt like a robbery.
yeah.
I felt robbed.
You have to kind of, what's the word? Like, you got to look at what people are
Mhm.
charging.
Yeah.
And realistically, like $5 for a digital comic is still generous. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's
24-page digital?
Yeah. That's pretty generous, but to do 50, like almost $1 a page, shy of that.
Yeah. That upset me.
aggressive. Yeah, that's aggressive, especially because it's what's the word? Ephemeral. Like you don't own it. Like it's a digital thing, sure, but like you're not getting anything out of it outside of the reading experience, which again is valuable. Obviously, as a writer, I'm going to say that, but
Mhm.
but like it has to be looked at the same as all the others out there. Like look at your competition. What are they charging?
Mhm.
But again, so now that person's burnt you, and I'm sure the next time their campaign pops up, it's an immediate no. I'm sure even if it's $5 next time.
Yeah, this person has a lot of campaigns. And funny thing, I've just reviewed one of their comics today. I didn't post it. I reviewed it today. I wrote the review.
You're not as vindictive as I am then.
No, see, if they had a high price on the digital, I wouldn't.
Sure.
But then it was lower this time, so I was like, all right.
Oh, you're very forgiving.
Yeah, I gotta be. See, I'm forgiving sometimes to the people who get me views.
Sure.
Like if you get me
Very
views,
consistent.
if all the comics get me views, I'm probably buying the next one.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a business thing. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why sometimes I don't buy certain comics. I don't like buying certain comics because I have to review all of them.
Sure.
That's part of the reason why I never got into Pat Shan, because he has like 1 million comics.
Oh, it's monthly. You can expect something monthly from him.
So
he's beating that now too. So
I can't even, and his series are not all of them. I don't read them, but I read catching stuff in the Kickstarters and stuff. Some of them are intertwined. If I read this series, I gotta read this series. There's like 10 comics right there. I don't want to review 10 comics right now. So I don't go buy it.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that whole like cheeky line, right? And I think everything that's under that is one, and then there's the space between one, and yeah.
Yeah,
And now he's got a new one, Dark Veil, I think. Same thing.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's like horror whatever line.
Mm-hmm.
It gives something to aim for, though. I'll say that much. So yeah. I'm trying to keep things moving on my end, but I got a while to go before I'm that level.
Yeah, but you were mostly doing like one shots at first.
So I started with one shots for the reason that you mentioned, right? Like nobody knew who I was, and I wanted people to get a full story from me before they committed to it. Like I didn't want to say, I don't want to send out a comic that ends on a cliffhanger on the first issue, and then now they're like waiting 6 months, 8 months for me to come up with the second issue. If it ever comes, kind of, you don't know, like you mentioned, like you don't know if these people are ever going to follow through. So I wanted to give people some faith that like, here is a story complete that you can read, and if you enjoy it, I'll give you another one. So I did 3 one-shots to start, and I just enjoy the format a lot too. But it was a strategic thing. Like I wanted completed works out there that people would enjoy. All like kind of different genres too, so they can kind of see, how I do things, and then hopefully through that they then like the series and all the other stuff that I'm putting out. So I think it worked. Seems to be working. Yeah, I'll probably do another one. I'm planning another one shot for later this year. Even by the time this airs, it'll still be later this year. So that I still like one shots. I still like just having a complete story, just being like, because I've had people come to the table and they're like, "Oh, are these all?" It's like, no, you just need this one. This is the whole story. Like, if you like it, pick the cover that speaks to you. You're getting the story. right? So I really like the short form, kind of like this show, you know. You sit, you get the story, and move on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Have you ever thought about doing a sequel to the Latte? Was it crazy?
Crazy
A
Latte
lot.
called Love.
Yeah.
I have ideas for sequels for everything.
Okay.
I I I haven't. That one in particular would be especially difficult, only because, well, one, the way it ends.
Yeah.
Um, right. I left it on a kind of. I don't know where you go from there. I
Yeah.
do, but you know, um, I have ideas of where I would. My problem is I don't know if I could convince Mattia, the artist on that book, to work with me again. Not that I burnt a bridge or anything, but
Oh, okay. Okay.
he's I am trying. I say that I don't know. We'll see when this airs. What's out there, but I
Okay.
am trying to convince him to work on something. But we'll see. We'll see
Okay.
if that all works. But yeah, he's. I have to deal with him in between his like pro work. So even that book took months to complete because obviously, he's getting a call from whomever. He's gonna work with them first,
Yeah.
right? Like even he's doing indie rate for me, and he's getting pro rates from the others. So obviously, I'm last in line.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say it'll never happen, but am I racing to do it? Probably not. Um, More so because of what I'm hinting at, which is I would like to work with him again, but maybe not on that book. Um, Without saying too much. But yeah, so I feel like if I were to do it again, I would have to, and that goes for all my series. Like if I were to return to a story, I feel like it's a must that I do it with the original artist, right? They
Mm-hmm.
brought so much to each one, so it would feel wrong to get someone else to mimic their style or
Yeah.
something.
That's one of the worst things about reading comics, like well, you could probably do like mainstream any comic, is when they change the artist partway through.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it feels almost like a betrayal. Like it's
Yeah.
like imagine halfway through a film they change directors. You know,
I
it's
mean, they've
like,
done that. Didn't do that with Justice League or something?
well, yes, right, exactly. And how well did that go?
Yeah.
But that's kind of the idea, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's especially with comic, like film, whatever. There's so many people working on it that you're only gonna stray so far. Or like two, three people working on it, So if one of those spokes goes on the tricycle, like you know what I mean? You're going in the wrong direction now, arguably. So maybe prove it, who knows? I don't know. But yeah, so I feel like if I were ever to return to something, it'd have to be with the same team. Um, but we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have ideas. So yeah, Crazy Latte thing called Love, I think, is one that may be good. We'll see. If I ever return to it, I'm not in a hurry to do so. The previous two, Stay Cool and Unlimited Udo, I had ideas. I was considering continuing them. It's not in the plans yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I have very clear ideas on how to continue either one of those. So we'll see if that ever happens. Yeah.
Yeah. I prefer one shots to, like when you see a campaign and it says, this is the first issue of 8. And it's like, all right,
Okay.
you know, he's going to say you like 4 months between each issue. So I had to wait, 3 years to read all 8 issues? Like, come on. Don't just aim, like do 4 or maybe 6, like
Yeah.
batches or like, run series, whatever. Do that. Don't promise so much at the beginning because like you're not going to do it.
I'm with you. Yeah. Again, you have to kind of prove yourself and show that you can deliver a series before you start.
So I'm on the limit because I started with a limited series of 6 done.
Yeah. You're halfway there, though.
Yeah.
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 Well, this is June. Will Voyager 3 be out? Yeah.
No, it shouldn't. No, I'm putting out Nathaniel Fox 2.
That's right.
Okay, cool. I've been waiting for that.
Nice.
It's like an Indiana Jones type
Yes.
thing.
Yeah. It's a different artist, but it's really cool too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I really like that one. I picked up all the covers for that one too because I liked it so much. But yeah, it's So that's why I had for my I have 2 series. I got the Naked Kaiju Woman, and I have From Parts Unknown. And it's I kind of treated it like an experiment. I went 2 different ways with it. Naked Kaiju Woman, I call it like a sequelized serialization. Like each book is effectively a one shot, and
Hmm.
the subsequent books are like sequels to that one shot, right? Like the story in it is 100% complete, has a beginning, middle, and end. And then the next book has its own beginning, middle, and end. But of course, if you can read number 2 without reading number 1, but it certainly helps if you've read number 1 kind of thing.
Hmm.
From Parts Unknown is purely serialized. Like if you read issue 2, you'll have no clue what's going on and you won't get an ending. You have to read from 1 through 5. But in doing that, I planned it in such a way so that we don't have the problem you mentioned, where it would be months and months. And it's like, I'm not going to get the story for 3 years. Like this thing, I think by the end will be 9 months between the beginning and the end.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, right. Like it's hard as an indie. Like I've put a
I mean,
lot into it to like in
I
pre
believe it.
artists and all that. So with
Hmm.
faith that the backers will arrive, right? So it's a risk. But I wanted to show that if I put a series together, like you're going to see it. Like it's not going to be something that, you know, this is issue 2 and you'll see issue 3 maybe in 6 to 18 months. You know, like I want it to be like issue 2 now, issue 3 in 2 months, issue 4 in 2 months, right? Um, June we should have already finished all of it. Like it should be out there. Um, as we're recording this, issue 2 is live, so it's weird talking in this pre-recorded world we're in. But yeah, that was the whole idea, right? Because like you said, crowdfunding, like there's so much trust you have to put into folks, not just that
Yeah.
you're gonna get the thing you paid for, but that you're gonna see it through from now to, and it's hard, man. Like making comics is so damn hard. So like you don't blame people for fizzling out, but at the same time, if you commit to telling a story, like give me the end, you know?
Yeah.
So
I never get mad at people who take a long time to get you the comic. Like they say they're gonna get it by March, and right now it's September. I don't. That doesn't irritate me as long as they're talking, like they're saying why.
yes.
Like I had a life problem, my job, something. Okay, cool, I'm fine because people got lives. So I don't mind that. But like if you're radio silent for like
Yeah.
6 months, that's like what are you robbing me? Like what are we doing?
Right? Like you took my money. Just
Money's gone.
with
So
the
like
beer. You're gaining interest on it, and I got
no,
nothing to do.
I got robbed more than a few times.
Yep. Yeah. It's part of it, and that's the worst part, right? Like I would say maybe 5% of what I've backed I'd never received, maybe less. But
Nah, it's probably around there for me.
yeah, like it hasn't been horrible, but it sucks, man. Like, right? Like it's like, come on, like so again, I like to do it in such a way that the comic is, if not done, as close to it. Usually, what's waiting is I also letter my books, and because it's on me, I'm usually doing the last couple pages. So, and then I send it to the printers and all that. But usually, like the book is like the art's delivered. It's really just like my inability to stay on top of things that's preventing it from getting out, rather than whatever. Right? Like I haven't paid the artist or the like. I usually like to make sure the book is done. And again, for that, I'm taking a huge risk because I'm arguably crowdfunding supposed to be like, here's a small preview, and if you give me money, I will finish it. But I don't want people to feel like they're going to get burnt. So I make sure the book is done. And then I launch the campaign, right? Again, it's a lot of
Really?
risk on my end. So I don't recommend it for everyone. But if I can do anything to make people feel more comfortable about this whole crowdfunding thing, I'm going to do it, right? So
Yeah, I don't think I don't know. 'Cause I already talked to many other people about it. I don't think people really mind the wait. As long as you're talking, like that's my whole problem. Like I have comics that I've paid for that's been like 3 years at least of me not getting the comic or no communication, and that's like I don't care if it takes you that long. Just say something.
yeah,
Like just say something. It's
it doesn't even have to be like a huge explanation.
no.
Just show me signs of life, you know?
Yeah.
Because yeah, I'm sure you've seen campaigns where they're like, look, my colorist ran away.
Yeah, I've seen that many times. Colors ran away. Artists wasn't working. Artists had got too busy.
Yeah.
Or it'd be messy. That's it's messy. It's like me and the artists couldn't get along anymore or something like that. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Can we
right.
get in the comic?
Yeah, that's the right. Like that's not. Yeah, I've seen those too, where it's like, okay, well, if you're introducing the new artist, you have to receive the book. So that's why personally, yeah, like I like to make sure that it's as close to done. Like at least the parts that are outside of my control are done, and then again, lettering and stuff is on me. So if that's not entirely done by the time I launch a campaign, it's okay because I know I can push myself to finish it. But if I'm pushing somebody that's across the world,
Yeah.
like that's a lot harder. Like Roberto's the closest person I know, and even he's 2 hours away from me. So it's hard to track these guys down.
And I can run away.
Yeah. You can only get so far from me, man. But but yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But yeah, like you said, yeah, it's when you're going into like indie and crowdfunding and all that, like I think you have the right attitude, which is the people have lives outside of this. It's usually the other thing they're doing is their passion project.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing it on a big 2 level schedule where every third Wednesday it's out, that's entirely reasonable. Right? But communication is the one thing that's free, man. Like send an email, doesn't take much effort, and it again doesn't have to be elaborate, doesn't have to be beautifully formatted. Just tell us what's up. Just say things.
That's all people want. And I buy so many comics that I don't. If yours is taking a long time, I have 20 other ones on the way. So that's why it really doesn't bother me. I might get like at least like 2 comics every week that I've paid for through Kickstarter. So I mean, yours is taking this long.
Same. Yeah, I totally get it. Like I'm the same way, but I don't know about you, but I do the odd audit of my books where I'll like go and be like, okay, like you go through the backed campaigns and you start clicking received.
Oh yeah, I do that. Oh
right?
yeah, oh
and
yeah.
then you see, I don't think I received that one, and you're going through your folders or whatever, and you're like, I never received that one, and then even though you forgot about it, it still hurts because it's like you said, it's like my money went to you and I never got the return.
That I know how long it took. I went on Kickstarter and I got it. I went through all of it, and I saw like this campaign got started in 2021. It's like,
Right? Never heard of
that was a while ago.
Yeah, it's painful, man, and it's like I don't know how you recover from that. Like if you just took folks' money and you never said anything. Like there was one. I don't know if you got into the whole drama. Oh, what was it? It was like all the British dudes were arguing about it for the longest time. What was it like Tales from the Pandemic or something? Or I can't remember. I just know every once in a while it pops up, and it's just like a group of very angry people talking about a book they never received. It was like
when year did this come out?
I think it was 2020.
Okay, I started buying Kickstarter comics like February 21. That's when I started.
You just missed it. Yeah, like it was. It's funny because it still pops up. It's just like these very like I never looked at the campaign or anything myself, but people like, man, they hold a grudge. Like so, like you said, all it takes is some communication, and people will give you the benefit.
Yeah.
But if you disappear, and then try to launch it, this is the thing too. If you disappear with people,
I hate that.
Right?
I hate
like, now on Indiegogo. It's like, hold up.
See that there's this. I'm not gonna say the name of the comic. I don't want to be messy. I'll tell you. I can say all that. But there's a comic series that I bought when I first started buying comics, 2021. Maybe before I started reviewing. My first review went June 21. I started buying in February. I bought it. Still haven't gotten the comic. They tried to launch a campaign on Kickstarter about 3-4 months ago, and what's it called? We pay. I'm forgetting my words. I paid on it. Like I picked a slot, and I commented, "This is a scam. Do not buy it." They haven't fulfilled the other campaign, and after like 2-3 weeks, Kickstarter took it down for being a scam.
Nice. nice.
Because like and every time I comment on their Indiegogo page, they're like, the comic's coming out. The comic is apparently 60 pages long. If they took a month to make a page, it should be coming out this year.
They could be
So
the
like,
store.
yeah, if you had a month a page, it should be coming like this year, early next year. If they did that, like,
That's so frustrating, man.
yeah, there are some creators who've taken too long with no communication
Hmm.
that I will not be supporting anymore.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely those folks, and yeah, it's once you burn that bridge, man. Like it's, I have certain creators in my head that too that I'm like, I wish you the best. Like I don't know ill will or whatever. Like stuff happens, I get it, but you're not getting my money again.
There's a high chance we could be talking about the same one. Because
Probably.
I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, we could be.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's just like I said, I just don't. I don't know. If anything, I try to learn these lessons from these people and deliver as I promise. But
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. Sometimes I'm a little slow on updates because the other thing too is, so you back a lot of campaigns. The
Mm-hmm.
flurry of messages sometimes.
I hate that.
Yeah, like somebody launches a new campaign and they've had 8, let's say, in the past. So you're getting
I
boom, 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 boom.
hate. But I've gotten annoyed with one of these guys before for doing that
Yeah,
because I was like, because I was giving like an example, like for example, let's say Batman. He got made 5 issues of Batman. If I supported Batman issue 1 and then support 2, 3, or 4, I'm probably not gonna buy Batman number 5. Probably. And I remember someone said maybe they didn't have the money. If they didn't have the money for all those issues, they're probably not about to buy number 5. They would know about it or something.
yeah. Like yeah. Like I'm okay with the odd one, just saying, hey, like my campaign's live. But usually, so the way I approach it is I don't mention, I don't message in other campaigns unless I have something to say. You know, like I bring it up. Like I have a campaign that's in fulfillment right now, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, so like your file or like your books should be arriving at my house this week. By the way, I have a new campaign, right? So like I was talking about something that's relevant to you. And
Yeah.
the way I'm mentioning my other book, not usually it's the same message too. That really kills me.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I don't mind.
Boom, boom.
Like, I don't mind if you send an update. First up, I hate only message me if it's urgent or you're giving me a comic. Like that's
Yeah.
message date.
Yes.
Like, but I don't mind you giving an update on an old campaign saying, "Hey, I got something new coming out." I don't mind that. But don't. But the thing is, these people will do. Certain people, they'll do like, "Hey, I have a new campaign coming out." Later on, "Hey, my campaign got fulfilled." Later on, "Hey, I just added some new covers." Later on, like, "All right, stop." If I was buying it, I would have bought it. Like, stop it. You're not about to convince me doing this.
Yeah.
I got 11 emails in a 5-second span from one creator on this one comic. And I was just so annoyed. I got 11 emails at once. It's like, I know what it's from. Because he's done it so many times. Like, oh, what are we doing?
Right? Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's I'll accept the project message,
Yeah.
project update, but the messaging tool, I feel like you said, it's specific. It's like you're supposed to be talking to me, or delivering something or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. The project update's a little different, but even then, project update, it should be unique for each thing. I feel
No,
like
they
giving
copy
something
paste
new
that
with this one,
message.
don't just copy paste.
They just copy paste.
Right?
I'm like, I'd be so annoyed. I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate that.
convincing
But I
you.
never unsave a campaign I supported, just in case. I never unsave a campaign.
Yeah, right. But then you get 20 emails from one.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, if they didn't care about the other 4 issues, they're not about to care about this new one.
That's right.
There might be one person you get off that, one person, but everyone else is annoyed.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And then like, how many are you turning off in doing so?
Yeah.
So I understand
Like,
when they talk about the marketing thing where people have to see the same thing 3 or 4 times before it sinks in, but I don't think they mean like at the same time.
Yeah.
Like literally, let me tell you this 5 times in a row. Like no. Like it means like over time. Like if you're annoying on social media, for instance, that's okay because people probably aren't going to see everything you're posting. It's really about catching them at the right time. But if you're sending it to my email, I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing it 7 times in a row, and it's not convincing me to read it. It's annoying me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a tough one. And there's tools out there. There's tools that do it. Like BackerKit will go to all of your previous backers and say, "Hey, just in case you didn't know, there's a new campaign," and that's it. And then it's like, it's one message.
But they should only do it once. This whole thing. You only need to tell me about the beginning. Don't tell me you got fulfilled. Cause I'm not. Why would I care?
Yeah.
If I would not care if I'm not supporting it. I don't care about that. And if I was, I would see the update on the campaign. I'm supporting that. It got.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, exactly. I think, and the thing that's good about BackerKit specifically too is it pulls, once you've backed it, it pulls you out of the emails too, right? So you're not getting the, hey, I have a live can't, like I already backed it. I don't need your email telling me that you've launched the thing I'm already supporting you with. Like, I feel like more tools like that will help. Kickstarter's slow to adapt, so people just kind of abuse these tools in that way. But like you said, I think there's a place for it. I think messages should be when it's, like you said,
important. I'm trying to think.
Missing, you know what I mean? Because now it hurts someone when they're actually trying to get a hold of you. Right? They're like, "Hey, your address isn't working in my shipping. I just sent a message like that today to someone I haven't heard back." Because it's like the address you sent, like, I don't know, my mailing system here doesn't think it's an address. Can you tell me? Can you give me, like, you know, whatever, the street or something is missing? That isn't getting through. There's probably 100 messages of a copy paste saying someone's campaign is live, so they've just right wiped it away.
Yeah,
now I have to try to reach them in different ways.
Spamming isn't going to get them. I don't think it's going to help them like that. I really don't think so.
Yeah, I'm with you, and that's the thing, right? Like it becomes spam, and it's a tool that's meant for communication, for me to make sure that you get your books that you purchased. You know, and now people are looking at it like, another Kickstarter message, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
it's annoying, but
yeah.
I get it, kind of.
Yeah, I get it because they're trying to make a sale, but like you can only spam so much. Like, the first spam
potential
got enough. Yeah, like I wasn't review. Like there's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't take if I wasn't reviewing the comics.
Sure.
Because now I feel like a sort of obligation to people, kind of reviewing them. So I'll take stuff that wouldn't, like, had these people who spam, I would have dropped a comic, but I reviewed this, it gets me through. I gotta keep doing it.
It's mutually beneficial now.
Like, it wasn't helping me.
I get that. So, in terms of the reviews or anything, have you ever thought, like, your website's great? Like I said, I get the emails. I always check it out. You've introduced me to some stuff, which is cool.
Appreciate that.
Have you thought about expanding in any sort of way? Do you got, like, you can start doing, like, TikToks or something, or any
I thought about TikTok or shorts or something, but I really don't know what I would do on there. Like, I don't know if I would just drop a mini review or a quick review of a comic or something.
I feel like that. Like you have the content to do that. I mean, you could even go back and re-review all the stuff you've done, right? And just bang about 3 hours just reading.
Absolutely.
Like, you know.
You read it? Oh, that's different. Oh, okay, yeah.
Right. But like, just kind of, hey, I like this book. Show a couple of pages from it. Done. Boom. 30 seconds. I'm sure that would do really well for you. It's not easy as someone who cuts short from this podcast all the time, but
see, I thought about doing something like that. But the thing is, a problem that I try to talk to some creators about, they don't have purchase links.
Yeah.
So sometimes I used to review their comic, and I got messages from people, where can I buy it? I think you can't. Like, you can't. So, like,
you missed the window.
Yeah, like, if you were on a Kickstarter, and half these comics I only have because of, you know how people offer free comics when you buy their comic on Kickstarter? Yeah. At first, I wasn't reviewing free comics. I reviewed like maybe 5 free comics. Then early last year, I said I'm going to review all these free comics. I reviewed 90 free comics in the comics I was getting that year. So I reviewed like 200 plus comics, 240 plus comics. Hated it. Hated it. Now I have to avoid campaigns that say, hey, you get like 20 free comics. Nope. Not buying. I do not want. Yeah, so I was reviewing comics like 2, 3 a day.
Oh,
I
wow.
was,
Yeah,
and then, and
it's a
honestly,
full-time job now.
and I'm not getting paid.
Yeah.
Not so. It reached a point where I was reading a lot of, I won't say a lot of free comics, but a bunch of free comics. I don't want to say they aren't good, but these are like people's first tried. Art wasn't the best. It was like, I don't want to say throwaway, but you know what I mean. Like it was like I'm trying to do something. So a lot of them weren't really that good, and I was reviewing them. And yeah, some of them a lot of those are purchasable. Like most of the comics I review aren't, and I never got that.
Yeah.
I only get it if you have campaigns back to back to back. Like you doing that, you don't really need to sell them because I just get them on your next campaign.
Sure.
But I feel people with like months, super like very long gaps, year-long gaps. And it's like, you could have as much views as I get on my like some reviews, especially with like the women who aren't fully clothed on the cover.
Yeah. Yes.
They get a lot of views. People will probably buy them, but you don't not selling them. And I'm like, you just don't. There's money.
Yeah.
I don't know how much money you'd make, but you make more than zero.
Well, this is the thing, right? Like, if you're the whole, I always wonder about those, because like the whole point is for it to be kind of like your calling card to get people to your campaign, right? So, like, I have it here. I have. So you mentioned Stay Cool earlier. I'm gonna put this thing, the small one. Oh, there's the camera.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a small version. It's not like a full-size comic. But this I give out at cons in person because it's like, okay, you want to taste? Here is a small.
Is it full comic?
It's the full comic. It's the full comic, but it's like a smaller size.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you. So this is like this is Zorro, but it's like a full-size comic, and this is mine, right? So it's like a totally different size of the two.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So it's like, yeah, like these things cost me $1 to make, $1.50. I gave them as a stretch goal, or you could buy 2 for like a relatively low price, but they're really cheap. So now if you find me in person, I throw this to you to say, hey, here's my. But it's a comic that like you mentioned, you've read this one.
Yeah,
I'm proud of this one. I feel is a good story, right? I'm hoping people read this and they go, oh, I like this guy. I'm gonna check out more of his stuff. But right, if it's just to throw it at somebody, be like, here, just take something. Like, well, what's the point, right? Like, I don't like this story anymore. You take it for free. It's like, well, that doesn't help. I want it to be something that people will like and come back. Like, what's the point if it's a throwaway book, or you know what I mean, like, or my first try, or you know what I mean, like it's got to be something that you're gonna read and you're gonna be like, I get this guy. I got to see what else he's doing. Hopefully, they come back to my table and give me some cold hard cash for the later stuff. So
that's why I tell the creators first. Like, I just talked to one creator because I have a YouTube page where if I get physicals of stuff, I'll review me opening them, talk about the comic a little bit, like the stuff I get with them.
Yeah.
And I did this one series, and someone commented, "Where can I get it?" And you can't get it anywhere. So the creator messaged me a while ago about something else, and I said, would you ever make a store or something? Because people are asking about your comic.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be physical, just do digital at least. Like, people buy it digital.
Well, this is the thing. This is why we talked about global comics, but like it doesn't have to be global comics. You can throw it somewhere else. Right?
Get Gumroad or something. I know, or with a Kofi, you know, KOFI.
Yeah.
There are multiple ways you can buy a comic. It will sell your comic.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like I don't know. I usually drive people to my campaigns, but I have my like direct sale site as well, right? And I made a few deals that way. It's just like you mentioned, people who have found me later, right? It's in between campaigns. They're like, oh, I want to pick up that book. It's like, yeah, just go to my website. I'll ship it to you if you want a physical one even. Like, I go that far. But you don't even have to go that far. If you just want people to follow you and read your stuff. Like you said, yeah, like a Gumroad or something is more than plenty, right? To get people at least in the tent. And now you get their email, and now you can start bugging them about the next thing whenever that's ready. But it's the argument most the creators, not most creators, a lot to some creators make, which is I just want to make comics. It's like the thing about
you want to make money. Do you want to make money? Like a little, like
you get to make comics if people read the comics. If Scott Snyder is out there every week being like, hey, FOC for Absolute Batman is this week, right? Like, you know, he's running the whole one side of DC Comics right now, and he's out there hustling every week. What makes you think you don't have to? Right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, it's just how it works. You want to make comics, this is how you do it. You
Yeah.
become a carnival barker / make some comics.
You gotta do it.
Yeah,
I
right.
see Twitter and Blue Sky, everything. I see a lot of them repeating the same thing about the comic. I'm like, it kind of annoys me, but I'm like, yeah, they gotta do it. I get it.
Yeah,
They
right.
trying to get some, like, even campaigns. I know I'm not gonna back. Like they say, like it before it starts. Like an upcoming campaign, I'll like it
Yeah,
just to get more eyes on it. I'm not gonna get it, but I'm trying to help them out.
yeah, same. Like I agree. Yeah, like I always say that too, right? It's um the follow is still helping. Like I understand people have budgets and there's a lot going on, and you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
it's not, or maybe the book's not for you. My last book, the wrestling vampire ones, I'm like, look, I know I went a weird direction with this, and it may not be for everyone, but if you give it a follow, maybe someone who will like it will see it, right? Like you give it that boost by giving it the follow, and then people see it's really popular, and then maybe the people who actually will be interested in it will give it a look, right? So it doesn't cost you anything to follow it or to like it on the Instagram or whatever the hell. But there's other ways to support other than backing.
Yeah.
So yeah, like not everything's for everybody. That's totally reasonable. But
Mhm.
I still like to at least try to support people where I can, not financially, right?
Yeah, because someone who liked it, they'll help them see it.